Thank you for tuning in to Gloves Off Seattle. Your hosts, Patti and Meagan, will be talking about all things Seattle women's hockey. A huge Pacific Northwest welcome to the PWHL. Gloves Off Seattle! Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Gloves Off Seattle.
Gloves Off Seattle.
Okay. It is Sunday night, December 28th. Are we December 28th?
28th, yes. Megan's favorite time to record, Sunday night.
My least favorite time to record, but this is all with a good cause tonight because we just got finished watching the game. So we wanted to have the opportunity to talk about the game that happened in Dallas, the Takeover tour game that happened in Dallas tonight. So should we start at the beginning? Should we start at the end? Where should we start?
I mean, let's start at the end and then
Start
go
in the
back
middle.
to the beginning.
Okay, so we lost.
We lost.
But all that to say, it was a great game.
It was really a good
It was a
game.
great game, and I feel like Dallas got
Dallas? Oh, Dallas got a good.
Dallas got a good
Dallas,
showing
yeah, they
of
did.
what the PWHL was, and for those in attendance, I'm
Not
gonna
a lot
put
of people.
I'm gonna put out 8,500 people. Doesn't seem like the greatest showing, knowing how big of a city Dallas is, knowing that they have a NHL team. But, 8,500 people, 8,500 new people that haven't watched hockey, PWHL hockey, probably in person, besides like a few people that we know that went from
I'm
here.
sure there's some people that will watch it. There were,
Yeah.
I saw it Victoire jersey. I saw,
But who knows if any of these people have been able to see a live game
that's
before? Yeah.
That's true. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Anyway, so that's basically the end. Oh, is it too hot?
It's hot.
So that was the end of the game that we did not win, but it was a great game and there's so much to talk about tonight. So let's get into it. So when we left the house this evening, so we did leave the house. We talked about watching at home. And then we got an amazing invite from some of our new friends who sit in our section.
Section 7, best section
Sections.
in the Climate Pledge.
Yes, Section 7 now is officially the best section in Climate Pledge. So we got an invite for some people that we met at the last home game that sit, I don't know, what, 5, 10 rows down from
Five of
us.
us in the middle.
Yeah, in the middle.
Over.
Yeah, in our section. And so we were like, okay, hey, why not? Let's have an adventure.
New
And we
friends.
gave ourselves an out. We're like, okay, well, we'll leave an intermission and go hop to Rough and Tumble, which they're close to the new
Right by the
Columbia.
new one.
Yeah, by the new Columbia City Rough and Tumble. And then also we thought, oh, we might also hop over to Queen Anne Beer Hall, which is where the Torrent were doing an official watch party tonight. So that was the original plan was we're going to spend one period at
New friend's house.
new friend's house. The second period was going to be Rough and Tumble, and the third period was going to be Queen Anne Beer Hall. Well, guess what, guys? We spent the entire game at our new friend's house.
We had so much fun. Thank you, Court. Thank you,
Yes.
Ray.
Yeah, Court, Ray, and Squirt, they lived together. They opened up their home to us and put on a great evening of Torrent hockey. Just great fun, great conversation.
Sweet
So
dogs.
fun. Very sweet dogs. Yes, honorable mention MVPs to Rain and Mabel as they were climbing all over us the entire
We
night,
loved
which
it.
was so fun. We had so much fun. It was great. It
And
was
we also met Nikki and
Allie. Yes, and I think Allie also has season tickets. Nikki is a new to hockey fan. We're not going to call her a not hockey fan. Maybe new to hockey fan. But Allie, I believe, is a season ticket holder as well and sits down in Section 7 with us. So
We will see them again.
we will 100%. So that is where we ended up, guys. We ended up at some other fans now friends house to watch the game, which was so super fun and amazing. It's fun to be in a room full of people that are totally interested in the game and want to know what's going on and just, talk about it. So
I love hockey.
yeah, hockey is great. So Hannah Murphy started in goal for us tonight. So we
Were
weren't
you
sure.
surprised?
I was a little surprised only because I felt like last game, coach really said that he wasn't gonna just give it to the hot hand. And obviously Murphy has had our hot hand as she's been goalie for all of our wins. So I was a little surprised it was Murphy and not Schroeder. But I will also say he also said something about not just giving him one game at a time. And so it makes sense that he's doing two games. I think sure. I mean, my guess is that Schroeder's probably going to be at the next, be in net on the next game. He could prove me wrong. I don't know. I'm not coach, but that's my thoughts.
Yeah. I think Schroeder will be in net on the
Yeah.
next one, but
Yeah.
I wasn't upset to see Hannah in there. I think she's proved that she deserves to be in there.
Absolutely.
And oh my God, I mean I don't know how far we're jumping ahead, but she got an assist. She got the
She
second
did.
most
She got it.
assists.
So she go, yeah, well, yeah, we'll get there. But yeah, she did. She got an assist, which was,
Amazing.
I'm like, wait, how does that happen? And then they all explain, all the hockey people in the room, explained it to me how it happened. So we'll talk about it when we get there. So, puck drop, and it was a great game. It was a great, there was a lot of, back and forth. And honestly, Jesse Eldridge getting a roughing penalty, all of us were like, wait, Jesse Eldridge is so nice. How could she ever get a roughing penalty? She's so sweet. How could she
Even
get a
when we
roughing?
called it, I'm like, what?
Yeah, no,
There's no
no.
way Pink Scrunchy got a roughing. She's not a rougher.
And then they quickly got an interference penalty as well. So it was 4-on-4 for a minute and a half, really, let's be honest,
But it
because
really felt like it was all New York during that. Like I'm like, is it 4-on-4? Why are we in our own in our zone so much? But
yeah.
yeah.
But
So
then Daniel Serdachny got a goal at 5:33.
yeah.
So yeah, and that was a
So happy to see some secondary scoring.
yes,
That
yes.
third line tonight.
Was on fire for sure. So this was amazing. And Serdachny has been hot and been all over the place. And so it was one of the many. And we're gonna give Brian Clink,
Brian, like
Brian Clink, give Brian a shout out because he called Serdachny like I mean I don't even know how many games ago, 4 or 5 games ago, basically like would they
workhorse.
yeah that she was gonna it was gonna be her night. So it was so good to see her finally get a goal. And yeah, Megan Carter with the assist and Hannah
Hannah
Murphy with the
Murphy.
assist. So, and I
Way to
was like, okay,
go.
so explain, how does that happen? How does a goalie get an assist?
Well, assists are counted the last people that touch the puck before the goal scorer. So, and if two people pass it back and forth and then it goes to the goal scorer, obviously those two people get it. But whatever the last two people who touch the puck. So obviously Hannah Murphy shunted the puck up to
Megan Carter.
Megan Carter, who passed to Sir Dagny, and then
Serdachny
Sir
sniped it
Dagny
in there.
scored.
She sniped it in there.
And the funny thing is that the goal you can't get a goal and an assist on the same play. So I don't remember the play. Maybe Sir Dagny and Carter like shot the puck back and forth,
Hmm.
but that doesn't count because
She
Sir
can't
Dagny
assist
can't
it.
get an
She can't
assist,
assist her own
her own
goal.
goal.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that would have went back to Hannah Murphy. And
Yeah.
I don't know that that's what happened, but I know that you can't get a goal and an assist, even though you're the last one that touched the puck and then somebody else touched it, but it's fine.
Yeah.
That's not maybe the PWHO will go out there and say that that's what it should be. I don't know. My friend Marcus said that for like, why don't they get the assist? Because they touch the puck.
Yeah.
But Hannah Murphy
Yeah.
got
Hannah
an
Murphy got an
assist.
assist. Woohoo. Which is awesome.
Awesome.
And I think this is the first time we've been up. We haven't been chasing a lead. Is
Uh,
that?
I think it's the first time we scored first in a couple games.
Yeah. No?
Mm-mm.
Ever?
Well, definitely no. No, we definitely we scored first in Vancouver, definitely in our very
Oh, in
first
our very
game.
first game. Okay,
And
that was a long time ago.
I think
So
2 games ago, didn't we?
I don't remember. Okay, guys, sorry. My
Yeah.
memory is failing. But it felt we everyone who was sitting around watching the game with us, bunch of PW,
Felt
Torrent
good.
fans, basically were saying that the team looked really good tonight. They looked like they were communicating well, they looked like the passing was going really well. And we were also joking that for me it's easier with the commentary. It was a lot easier for me to follow what was
People are
going
calling
on.
it right in front of you.
Yes.
That is easier than just
Yeah.
watching the game and
And trying
having
to
to
figure
ask
out.
questions and trying
Yeah.
to figure it out. And a lot of times too, because she'll ask me what happened right there, and I was looking over here, so I'm like, I didn't see that part of the play.
Mhm.
And you really have to decide where you're looking. I know you can. Some people say that take a bird's eye view, which is easier when you're sitting farther away. But to not focus on the puck, but focus on the play instead, and watch the circles. Like
Yeah, that's hard
in
for me.
widen your circle. So. But
I'm not there yet.
yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
You'll
no,
be
I
fine.
mean it is okay. I just, I'm not there yet. Okay, so so we got the first goal and we're ahead, and then that
Huge
yeah,
hit.
there was a huge hit by Teralova, and I guess
Kind of
I don't
controversial.
I guess controversial because our friend Check Hockey Report, basically put out a statement that like, yeah, was the hit illegal? Was the penalty warranted? Was the major warranted? Yes, 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 yes. But I guess people are just piling on saying it was vicious and like she was trying to hurt her before the Olympics and all this kind of stuff, which I think is just nutty. Like, I don't think any of these players are, I mean, well, that's not true. I do think that there may be some players on other teams that may be vicious and do things, play dirty. But
101 Dalmatians.
yes,
Sorry.
that's okay. I have not seen that from anyone on our team yet. And so I think it was an ugly hit. Yeah, it was
It,
an ugly hit,
it
but
was. But you know what? What do I want to say? The player had her head down. The
okay.
player was like not totally hunched over, but she had her head down, and it's not like Aneta like purposely targeted her head. Her head was down, and the head was the first point of contact, and it was warranted. The penalty, the misconduct, the game, it was warranted, but I don't think it was vicious. I don't think it was premeditated
Right.
or
I don't think it was intentional in the way that it's like, oh, she intended to really do serious damage.
yeah,
I think it was
no.
just in the play of hockey. It was an unfortunate hit the way it happened. And I appreciate the fact that we are in a league that cares enough about the safety of the players that they're going to say, okay, like the penalty for doing that is you're out of the game,
Cut and dry.
right? And
Yeah.
so that's what happened. So Teralova got thrown out of the game. That sounds very violent, but she got
She got a game
she
misconduct.
got yep, got a game misconduct. We will see. So just so everyone knows, in the past when players have gotten game misconducts on review after the game, there is always the potential of fines
Or suspension.
or game suspension. So that we're still, I mean, obviously we don't know
Yeah.
what's going to happen at this point, but
I don't know her history. Probably Brian knows if she's been,
I don't think she
looked at
has
past. I
based
don't.
on
I don't think
based on
so.
what
Check hockey. Hmm.
Czech Women's Hockey Report. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name, but I will definitely tag them. But yeah, I think that they've said that she doesn't have a history of it. So,
So she might not. She might get a fine,
she
but
might.
not the maximum. I
Yeah.
don't. I know the rules are cut and dried there. So
Okay, so then
we
that
killed it
was
off though. We
yeah,
killed off
we
the
did
5 minute major,
we
which
did
was huge.
yes, it was huge. So for the 5 minutes, I'm sorry, I
Delianitis.
feel like we're butcher her name every time. She served the 5 minute for Teralova and
Tara Lobo went to the showers early.
yeah, Teralova got to go back to the locker room and take a nap or whatever she decided to do with herself. So anyway, um, that we killed the power, we killed off their or penalty kill. I'm so bad about that,
Yeah, we
guys.
killed off the major, which
We
is
killed off the
huge. We
major,
got
which
a
is
we got a shorthanded chance.
we
I
did.
think we had two shorthanded chances there. But that would not have been a jailbreak goal because when you're in a 5 minute major, you serve the major, and it doesn't matter if the other team scores. You are in the box for 5 minutes, and they get a power play for 5 minutes.
Right.
But we did have a couple shorthanded chances.
Yes. So then at almost the very end of the period, they ended up scoring a goal. Casey O'Brien scored her first. This was her first ever
Was it her first?
first ever PWHL goal.
Oh, that's
Yeah, it
awesome.
was her first ever PWHL goal, according to what I've seen on social media. Which the story continues on that, but just keep in your mind,
Absolutely.
it was her first ever PWHL goal tonight. And then we immediately
And
returned with a goal by Bucky by Michaela Grant-Mentis. So
that was a really good rebound goal. I mean, she just went into the goal and followed the rebound in and got it in. And kudos to you,
yeah.
Michaela. Great goal.
And it was just by Natalie Snodgrass and Hiller Knight. So again, it was really nice, I think, because none of our first line scored tonight. I mean, not that I don't want people to score, but it was nice to see, some other people scoring. And I think that helps, obviously like get everybody more into it, get everybody more excited, right? Like
Absolutely.
as they're you okay, babe?
Yep.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, so now we're up, what, that's 2-1,
Two
right?
to one,
Yeah,
end of
we're
the
two,
first.
2-1 at the end of the first. So, this feels really good, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm like, oh, we're up at the end of the first. Like, we can relax a little now. We can sit. I know this is me. I'm like, we can relax a little now. We were having a good time. So it was a really
Yeah, it
fun.
was really fun
It was
hanging
really
out.
fun.
Thanks so much
Yeah.
for inviting us, Courtney. That was awesome.
Yeah. So then we get into the second period, and there wasn't a lot that happened at the beginning. They got a tripping penalty at 7:24. Carpi got a slashing penalty at 11, and then that was They got a power play goal on us, and that tied it 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
And that was at
When
13
Carpy was in
minutes.
the box.
And
Yeah.
when Carpy was in the box, right?
Yeah. And that was the only scoring in that
That
period.
was the only scoring in that period. So we end the second period tied 2-2, right?
20 minute hockey game. That's what that.
Yeah, that was yeah. That's what Patty always says. She's like, now we have a 20-minute hockey game if it's tied going. Even if, I mean, whatever, 0-0, 1-1, whatever. It doesn't
Nothing.
matter.
We got
It's
20
what
minutes
it's
to
a
decide
20-minute,
it.
yeah, 20-minute hockey game.
Yeah.
So, um, anyway, so I don't know. Anything happened during first and second intermission?
But we talked. We
Yeah,
talked.
we
We
did. We
had
talked.
fun. We
Yeah,
got to know our new friends
yeah,
and traded stories and jobs
yeah.
and puppy kisses
Oh
and
yeah.
their
Oh
two
my gosh, they
people
have
were
the
so
cutest pit bulls.
sweet.
They have the cutest pit bull. Rain and Mabel.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. And these are 60-pound lap dogs. Like they were up in our laps the entire time. Honestly, I was like, oh, my jersey's gonna have dog hair all over it. Patty will have to wash it for me.
I will wash it.
Anyway, so it was a great time. We had a really, really fun time. Anyway, so we're tied. So now, as always, where I'm like, okay, we're doing good, everybody's looking good. We've got some new scores. Like like I'm up. I'm like, this is good, this is good. And then,
Really?
oh yeah, a minute 47, Lexi Gia finally
Yeah.
scores a goal. We were so excited.
We were so excited.
I
We've
was
been
like,
waiting to celebrate her for so long.
yes,
She really deserved this goal.
yes.
And she's been there and
She's
Coach
been
Beasley
working
said
really
that.
hard.
She's been
Yeah.
working really hard and doing the right things and making a name for herself and well deserved, Lexi.
Yeah.
I mean, just well deserved third line. Just such a stay on the third line
Uh-huh.
tonight.
Uh-huh.
Honestly, good job.
Yeah. So Grant Mentis, Bucky was the one of the assists on that, and then
Mhm.
Lindy Lobdell was also the assist on that, and that is her first professional point.
That's amazing.
Yes, it was her first professional
Way to
point.
go,
I saw
buddy.
that. Yeah. So good on and I'll go ahead and spoiler alert if you didn't watch the end of the game. Michaela Grant Mentis got third star because she got a goal and assist.
Way to
So
go, Bucky.
yeah, we're really proud of
Was
the
that her
team
first
tonight.
multi-point game?
I believe it was. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it might have been.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't. Someone will have to
Yeah.
fact
Fact
check
check does.
me,
Yeah, for sure.
Brian.
Right. Okay, so now we're up, guys. We're up. It's the very beginning of the third period, and we're up three
Yeah.
to two. I'm like, oh yes, we've got this. And then,
Spoiler alert.
well, yeah, then they get two penalties pretty much right in a row, and so we're on the power play, um,
Two
and
power plays in a row.
yeah, we're on the power play for 4 minutes is what I was gonna say,
Yeah.
pretty much, and then right after the power play ends,
Right after, I thought it was a jailbreak goal.
yeah, it
I really
wasn't,
did, but it
yeah,
wasn't. It was right after the penalty ended and they scored. So it was a huge momentum shift there,
right.
and we did not recover.
Yeah. So now we're tied 3-3 again. We get a penalty. Anna Wilgren gets a tripping penalty. Daniel Stradakny gets a hooking penalty. So we were kind of living in the penalty box for a little while.
And that tripping penalty on who was it on? Anna Wilgren.
Yeah.
I thought that should have been uh not a game misconduct. What do you call it?
Interference.
Unsportsmanlike
Oh,
conduct on the other one because she fell like she was taken down by a Mack
she did it.
truck.
She
Okay.
did a little pirouette in the
Yeah,
air.
she sold that call, and I like when those are called early because you call the penalty. Obviously, it was a tripping. She, her stick got in her feet, but you don't have to give a 10 like a 10.0 dive to sell the call. And if you call that early, like the penalty and the misconduct, then you stop with the embellishment. I felt it was a little embellished, just a little embellished
Okay.
on that, but it was a
It
penalty.
was a pretty impressive fall. I will say that. Like I said, pirouetting in the air. It was a pretty impressive fall. So then after we got penalty kill on both of those. And then they scored again. And that was Casey O'Brien's third goal.
Hat
Then it was
trick.
her hat trick.
Hat
Yep.
trick.
Go ahead.
Well, we talked to our friend later, Ava, who was at the game,
Yeah.
65 hockey girl, and she said no hats were thrown. And
Yeah.
that's very strange.
Yeah, so we don't know what was up with that, whether it's just because it's a new hockey crowd or because it was like nobody was really there for one team or the other because it was a neutral site game.
I mean,
Uh,
technically, it was the New
New
York
York
was a
site,
home
yeah,
game,
but it's a
and
neutral site
there
game.
were Sirens fans there. Maybe they were behind the screen, like
Maybe.
we are. If there's a hat trick, our hat's never going to make it to the ice.
This was our big discussion is like, okay, because it was funny because there was a hockey newbie, Nikki, there amongst the friends that we were meeting, and she was like, "Okay, what's a hat trick?" And we were saying, three, score one person scores three times in a night, whatever. And then she was like, "And people throw hats," and it was really cute because I did the same thing. I did the exact same thing. I'm like, "Well, then what happens with the hats after they're thrown on the ice?" But we had a whole discussion about how hard it is because I think we've talked about it here on the podcast too. Like because we're behind the screen, and so I don't know. I don't know what it's like in Dallas. I haven't been to American Airlines. I've never been to
There are
American
people
Airlines
in the
for a
half
hockey
glass.
game. I've been there
Oh,
for a basketball game. I've never been
okay.
there for a hockey
Well,
game.
there are people in the half glass, and hats should have come. Hats should have rained. Like
Yeah.
there should have been at least one
Yeah.
hat.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe her teammates could have thrown their helmets on the ice or something.
I don't know,
But to
but
have a hat trick and
and
your
then not
first
be
two
as celebrated.
goals,
Yeah.
and for it to be a win, honestly, it was a well deserved win for New York. Great
Yeah.
job.
It
And
well, I want to say too, like, and we continue to talk about this. We did not win the game, obviously, but they did not give up.
mm-mm,
They pulled Murphy off,
mhm.
and we went to six players, and they continued to try. And there was a couple of really close chances. I mean, I feel like Hillary Knight put a shot in that I was like, oh, it's gonna go in, it's
Yeah.
gonna, and then
Yeah,
it
there were some
didn't.
good
So
chances.
yeah,
We couldn't get another one in.
yeah,
And we didn't give up. I mean, there were four
no.
seconds on the last one. They iced the puck. They missed the empty net a
Oh
couple
yeah, then we
times.
had the face off,
Yeah,
and
we
they
had the
won the
face
face
off,
off.
won the face off, and we got a shot on goal, and it didn't, we do not quit. And I love that about this team. I
Yeah,
really do. But
you were
good
gonna say
job, New
something else.
York. Just the hat trick, and you know, I was gonna say because the last time we played the Sirens, there was also a 5 minute major and a game misconduct,
Yes.
and we're like, oh, this is tit for tat, right? Or
The joke I
check
made
for
at dinner
check.
was check for check because it was
I tried to
Palti
get
and
it in there.
Teralova. I know, check for check, which is
Yeah.
kind of weird, but I think it's funny.
But it wasn't the same because when we got it, obviously we scored twice on our 5 minute major, but it was also the 5 minute major came with like 4 minutes left in the
Yeah,
game,
yeah,
and Calty went off and she did not return. I think she got a game
yeah,
misconduct,
she
but
did.
who
Mhm.
knows? Who knows? Because she never had a chance to return. But ours was in the middle of the first.
Yeah,
And we lost Teralova for a long stretch. And I think it really obviously we're one short on the defense. So
yeah.
defense runs three lines, 2-2-2.
Hmm.
And so somebody had to do double duty. And I'm sure Brian knows who was doing double duty,
Yeah, that's
but
true.
I didn't
I wasn't paying that close of
yeah, I
attention.
didn't see
So
who was picking up the slack there. But it's tiring after a while
yeah,
to play the extra minutes, with down a defender that long in the game.
yeah.
So it was, yeah, 5 minute major. We both got a 5 minute major. We both got game
Well,
misconducts, but it's
but
not the same.
yeah, but it happening, and I'm sure just for team like morale. Like I'm sure it was a defeating, moment to lose a player
Yeah.
for the rest of the game too. But again, happy that we are involved in this league that
Hmm.
cares about player safety and
Yes.
especially their heads because that is the most important part.
Very important. We don't want to scramble any brains.
No,
We don't want to. I don't think
no.
anyone does.
Yeah, and speaking of scrambled brains, oh, sorry, Jenna. Buglioni was not dressed out
She was
tonight.
not dressed
Yeah,
out.
so she's still, as far as we know, still on concussion protocol. Hopefully she'll be ready by next week, on our next game, but we'll see. Yeah, we're just
Big hugs,
sending big
Jenna.
hugs. I'm sorry, I didn't,
Yeah.
the scrambled brains comment was probably a little much, but
Yeah.
she is on concussion protocol right now. So, okay, so that was the game. This team is a great team. They played a great game. I was not disappointed at all. I feel like it was a good showing, and we just didn't end up winning at the end, but that's okay. We're not going to win them all.
We're not going to win them all. Obviously didn't think Hannah was going to win them all. I mean, she
Oh
started
yeah, that
3
was
and
it.
0.
Because you said you also were like her save percentage just took a hit because she was
She
one.
gave up 4 goals. Her
Yeah,
save, her goals against was
yeah,
1.00 because she
yeah.
gave up 1 goal in each game, and it took a little hit, but she's doing great.
Oh yeah.
We're still behind her all the way. I do think Kareen is going to get the next
Start.
start. And the
Let's
next
see.
one is Saturday. Is that our next
So the
game?
next game is in Saturday, but I want to talk about the rest of the night. We're not done talking about the rest of
We're
the
not
night.
done talking about the rest of
Oh,
the night.
okay, okay. Um, we'll talk about when the next game is at the end. But
Okay.
yeah, so we had planned, like I said at the top of the podcast, to hop during the game so that we could hit all the locations we wanted to hit and see all the people we wanted to see. Well, because we didn't end up doing that because the company we were with was so lovely, we didn't want to leave. We're like, okay, we'll just go to Rough and Tumble, the new Columbia City location for dinner. So that's what we did.
That's what we
We
did.
headed over to Rough and Tumble.
It was packed.
It was packed. We were like, can we sit
Is
down
there-
someplace?
So we sat next to the skee ball game.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Skee
skee
ball?
ball, I think.
Yeah. And
The one where you like bowl it up and
uh-huh.
it pops. Yeah, a skee
And
ball,
some
sure.
ladies played late at
Yeah.
the end of our dinner and asked, "Is this going to be too loud?" No, it wasn't too loud. They had fun. We had fun.
Yeah.
We played cards. We played tick there. They had
Well, so
cards
that's
for
the thing is like
everyone.
I just, so the Columbia City location for those that have been to Rough and Tumble, the Ballard location is what, three times as big probably.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah. And so
And
it's
it's
a,
been open for a long time,
yes.
and we've been there multiple times. We
Yes.
love it. Jen, thank you. She
Yeah.
came and said hi to us
Oh yeah.
today.
So anyway, so we saw the owner Jen tonight too. And just, we had a great conversation about how it's going. And she's like, yeah, it's like having a new baby and you have to be here a lot and pay a lot of attention. But then she called Ballard Rough and Tumble her firstborn, which was so cute. I
It
was
was
like,
sweet.
oh, that's very sweet. She's like, I know I need to go over there and pay more attention to it. And I'm like, oh, I've got two kids. I know exactly what you're talking about. Anyway, but the Columbia City location is great. It is a really great location. The food was
Cute
to
neighborhood.
Yeah, the food was delicious, like
Mm,
as always. And we could have turned anything. We had a TV right by our table. We could have turned anything on. We were playing cards though, like Patty was saying, because
yeah.
they do have cards and stuff there too,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. So
Yeah, cards and card games.
yeah,
There were there's just regular decks of cards and then other games which I didn't see because we like
yeah.
playing tick. You just need a deck of cards.
Deck of cards. So yeah, so we finished up the night there, had dinner, had a little coffee, and then came home
Yeah.
to record a podcast.
And Megan's gonna edit that
And edit
podcast
the
tonight.
podcast after we're done tonight, yes. But
I know you don't like it when we record on Sunday nights, but I like when it comes out right after because it
oh
doesn't feel
yeah.
like any time has
Yeah,
passed and
yeah, yeah.
it's very fresh and very
I agree. I like that. I like that part of it too.
I
And
know,
that's
but it's still hard for
well,
me.
and when we were talking to our new friends about, I'm like, oh, we have to record a podcast tonight. They're like, what? And I was like, yeah, I was like, it's just the problem is if you wait too long for game information, like it doesn't make any sense to put it out. I mean, like, I feel like we've had times before we had ideas for a podcast, in the off
Conversation.
season. Well, and then it was just like, oh, it's past now. We can't do it because it's been too long. There's just so much time sensitive information
Yeah.
with what we're doing here, which is, I mean, I love the fact that we could put it out and get it out really quick. And also, for all the novice podcasters, which we're also novice podcasters, I do very little editing. The bleeps that I put in when we accidentally say the kids' names is about as much editing
I
as I
didn't say
did.
it today.
No, we neither of us did. But
Yeah.
anyway, but all that to say that yes, recording on Sunday nights is not my favorite thing because it just mean I have to like stay up and do all the things and push all the buttons. But it is. I'm glad we got this. I'm glad we got this in. So anyway, the next game is Saturday. It's another Takeover tour game, Saturday, January 3rd. So it's another Takeover tour game. It's in Hamilton.
Hamilton, Ontario.
Sure. I'm not sure where that is. All I know, because I just got the email, is the team is practicing in Toronto for the week. So we just got the team practice schedule, and they've got practices after their travel day, a couple days in Toronto, and then they travel to
And they're
Hamilton.
open practices, right? Or is it the day
I
before the ones
don't
that are
know.
open?
I
Well,
don't
they
think
had
that's
open
ocean.
ones in Dallas yesterday.
Maybe in Hamilton they will. I don't, it didn't say that the ones in Toronto were open.
Okay.
So
Maybe the one right before, maybe on
the day
Friday.
before.
Because I know yesterday in Dallas, the first 100
They
people
did.
got autographs
Yeah.
and got to meet players, a meet and greet. And so if you want to get there and you want to get out, plan for that. Because when we had our takeover
Yeah.
tour,
I
we
don't
didn't
know. I don't know if they're
we
doing
didn't
that
get
in
any.
Hamilton or not.
Well,
So
I want to say
yeah.
they are because
Well,
that's the whole
let's not put
okay.
that out there
Let's
because we
not
don't
put
know
that
that
out
for
there. I don't
sure.
know, but I would be
We hope that they're because they did do open practice yesterday in Dallas, like she said, and that has been, I think, a theme for the takeover tours because they want to bring fans in and give fans the opportunity
just what we want.
to, yes, but I don't want to say it and say it is so. I mean, you can look if you see if you want, but nothing that I read said it was an open. She's looking right now,
I am
guys.
gonna look, but my wife can talk.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know what else to talk about. That's the problem, is because we're at the end now.
We are at the end.
Yeah. So the game is on Saturday, guys.
It is.
And it's at 11 a.m. Pacific time. So we're in the Pacific. So it's a 2 p.m. Eastern game, right? Which makes
Yeah,
it 11
11
a.m.
a.m.
Pacific. And
Pacific.
then you can do whatever other time zone math you want because I'm not
Yes.
good at time zone math. So, and it is another takeover. Who are we playing?
We are playing Toronto or
The Scepters?
yeah, are we playing the
I
Scepter?
believe so.
I think we are.
She's scrolling. Sorry, guys, I'm
I
watching
am
her scroll.
scrolling.
So, Yes, I believe that we're playing the Scepters in the and so it is a takeover tour game. I'm not even sure where Hamilton is. Do you know where Hamilton is?
It's in Canada.
Okay.
It's in Ontario. So I
I
think
don't know
it's
how
near
far away it is.
Toronto.
I don't know how far away it is from Toronto. We'll know more. We'll know more next week, guys, because we'll do a little research before the episode that we'll put out about the
Yes.
game next week. So we don't know where we're gonna go to watch the game. There's a couple of different places on the table. I would say just watch social media. If you're local here in Seattle, there's a ton of places you can go. So I know that the team had a watch party up at Queen Anne Beer Hall tonight. Obviously, it was on at both Rough and Tumble locations. There's another women's sports bar called Pitch the Baby.
Hmm.
I'm sure they had it on too. So anyway, yeah.
I tried. It's better on
Well,
my
it's okay.
laptop.
It's totally fine. So anyway, that is.
Pitch the Baby has
I'm
a
just
thing.
trying to say places that people could go watch the game on Saturday.
Yeah. I don't know where the official one's going to be, but I'm sure
I don't know where it is
there's
either, but
something
I
for
said
people
just I
streaming.
said watch. You weren't listening. I
That's
said
right.
I said watch social media.
Yes. That's what
She
my
was
wife
scrolling.
says.
She
My
was
wife says.
scrolling. She wasn't paying attention to what I was saying. So, what are your last words?
My last word is Texas.
Oh,
Thanks, Hannah Bilka.
yeah.
It was fun.
I didn't
She
even.
almost scored.
I
Hannah
didn't get.
almost
She did
took
almost
the
score,
points.
and I didn't do any kind of ragging on Dallas like I probably should have because I lived there for a long
Can
time.
rag on
I
Dallas.
can. I lived there for a long time. It's not my favorite city in the entire universe, but it looks like Ava 365 Hockey Girl looks like she had a good time. She went to Sue Ellen's, which is like the queer
The
female
one
bar.
lesbian
Like,
bar
well,
in
I don't know that it's
Dallas.
the only lesbian bar in Dallas, but it is the lesbian bar in Dallas. And when I used to live there, I had frequented Sue Ellen's a time or two. So it was really funny when I saw that in her stories. I was like, Ava, are you in Dallas? So I didn't know she was going to the game. She didn't tell us, but
Mm,
that's fine. She doesn't have to tell us everything.
nope.
So yeah, Texas, Texas.
Yeah. It was good. It was good to go.
It was an amazing game.
Kudos, New York. You deserve to win that. And
Yeah.
hat trick. That's
Casey
awesome.
O'Brien,
Yeah.
yeah, congratulations. And
Sorry you didn't get in.
sorry nobody threw any hats, but hopefully if that were to happen at home, you'd get hats. So yeah. Anything else?
Thanks for a lovely day, babe.
Oh yeah, it was. It was
And
fun.
thanks to the people that hosted us today.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
And we can't wait for another adventure on Saturday. Who knows where we'll end up, guys?
Yay.
Okay, we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And that's the show. Tune in next time for another episode of Gloves Off Seattle.